Let's talk about kerosene pickles. Let's talk about Old Man Rimshaw. Let's talk about Barney's sidecar. It's always fun to hang out with y'all. A loaded goat is causing a stir from the panic he is creating. Come on in, take a seat. It's 2 chairs, no waiting. Sit a spell and tune right in. We are about to start the show. We have a lot to talk about with the folks that we all know. Opie and Ian, Otis, Barney, and the darlings too. This will be amazing. It's 2 chairs, no waiting.
Episode number 858, Mayberry Days Memories, 1995.
It's 2 chairs, no waiting. It's 2 chairs, no waiting. Let's start the show.
All right. Thank you, boys, for the theme song, and thank you for being here. I'm Allan, the host of 2 Chairs, No Waiting. It is great to be here in Mayberry once again with you. I hope you've had a great week. Last week was Mayberry Days week in Mount Airy, North Carolina, and just returned. I just returned, and a bunch of our folks that are in our chat room live on Monday nights at 8 p.m., they have returned from Mayberry Days. They're excited. They're pumped up from all the events of Mayberry Days. Life is easy and slow in Mayberry, but boy, it's a smile fest. You have to take a few days off just to let your cheek muscles kind of relax after all the grinning you've been doing from being in Mayberry and seeing all the tribute artists walking around on the streets. You got Andy, Nurse Mary, you got Barney, you got Juanita, you got Otis, Charlene, Briscoe, Colonel Harvey, Howard, Ernest T. I could just keep naming. I'm sure I haven't left Goober. There's more than one Barney. There's lots going on in Mayberry. And wow, what a great time we had. And this is the 36th annual Mayberry Days. It just occurred. And we're not going to talk a whole lot about it tonight because what I would like is for you guys to call in with your reports yourself, because I'd like to hear what you think before I start just going off about how great it was. I'd like for you guys to tell me, and you might be able to bring me down from my mis-expectations. You can give me a call at 256-513-9526 and leave your thoughts. Tell us what you thought about Mayberry Days 2025. What your experiences were, whether it was meeting some of the wonderful cast members, the family members of cast members, the family members of the writers from the Andy Griffith Show. We had it all this year. And it was so fun to meet them and to meet people that were like I keep wanting to call him Cliff, Daniel Roebuck, who played Cliff on Matlock, who, while he was not on the Andy Griffith Show, he spent 8-9 years working with Andy Griffith on Matlock. And Cliff is a wonderful guy. He is so fun to be around. Very amazing person. Been in lots of movies and television shows, and just so fun to be around. And so I'm so glad he is part of the family. And also Dreama Denver, is so thankful her husband, Bob Denver Gilligan, was on one episode of the Andy Griffith Show. Of course, then it kind of always hurts me because I'm also friends with the Howells, the Howell brothers. And, their dad didn't get to do Dud because Bob Denver came in. Oh, it hurts. I love them both. I love them all. But man, what a great time Mayberry Days was. And it just really got me going, remembering some of the old times. Because last week I showed some clips from old events that we had done. I say old, previous years events, and they're pretty long ago at this point. And so I thought I would try to go through a little bit of this, kind of show them to you. If you're watching the video, if you're only listening, I'm going to try to describe anything that you need to know, but hopefully you will just enjoy this, even if you're only listening. But I do encourage you to try to give it a watch. if you listen and don't see what's going on, go and check out the video version. So let's go first. This is in Mayberry Days, 1995. It was the Doug Dillard Show. So Doug Dillard had been coming to Mayberry Days since it began. And in 1995, it would have been my second year as being Floyd and my third year of going to Mayberry Days. So I'd been 1 year as just Allan, and then I started going as Floyd. And so this first little bit here is at the Doug Dillard concert. So it's the Doug Dillard Band, and they are on stage at the Andy Griffith Playhouse, and they have just finished up a song, and Barney, David Browning, the Mayberry deputy, is coming out to greet everybody and start talking to them. And so we'll pick it up there. He's going to be telling us some jokes and stuff. And I hope you'll just get a feel of what it's always been like at these wonderful shows and at Mayberry Days. So I hope you enjoyed this.
I'm telling you, the truth, that was big. Somebody put it in the movie, nobody believed it. You know, Ginger told me to come out here and say a few words, but it makes me a little bit nervous to stand up on stage like this. I had an uncle one time standing out on stage, kind of like watching honey. Family Lou wouldn't like that. Yeah, he's standing up on that stage and he slipped and fell down through this hole in the middle of it, and I'll believe he'd have broke both of his legs if it hadn't been for that rope around his neck. Hey, some fella backstage there told me about these two boys that was learning how to skydive. And they got up in the airplane on the first day. They were supposed to jump out of the airplane, and they jumped out, and this one boy reached over to pull his ripcord, and he caught a hold of something else, and he yanked it right hard, and his arm flew off. Well, the other boy almost panicked over there, floating down through the air, but he saw that fella with his arm tore off, reach up with his other hand, and he caught that arm that was flying up in the air and brought it back down and stuck it right on his shoulder and got something out of the pocket and reached over and stitched that arm back on. Then he reached up and he pulled the other ripcord and they floated down real peaceful like. Well, that boy that nothing happened to him, he looked over at that one that his arm flew off, and he says, man, he said, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And that other boy looked at him and went.
So he's got one thumb up and one thumb down, like he had put his arm back on backwards. So that is David Browning from 1995. Wow, that was a long time ago. So we have a lot of other things here. So David also was able to sing with the Dillards. Well, you know, as much as he could sing anyway. So I think you're going to really like this. This is basically him trying to sing just a little song for you that I think you will remember. So let's join him here on stage as he goes about that. So he's walking on stage with the Dillards, Doug Dillard, the banjo playing Darley boy, and Ginger Boatwright. He's going to sing for them.
All right, everybody, all together.
So if you're not watching this, you're missing out because you're seeing Barney doing all these wonderful things on stage.
What y'all gonna pick next? Huh? That makes me cry.
So during all these different shows and events,
So am I. Yeah, it's a jungle up there.
Gateway to danger.
You never know when another beast is going to come down out of the hill. Bristol, I was thinking this.
So he's bent down to talk into the instrument mic because there was not enough mics for everybody to sing into.
Cripple Creek.
We're going to let him sing on this one.
I'm ready.
Sounds a lot like Juanita, Juanita.
So there's more. So he's got some other singing that we're going to get from David. So if you don't remember David Browning did the Mayberry Deputy for, oh my goodness, many years. I'm not even sure exactly the number, but he did it for a long time, and it was always just an amazing thing to see. We got Terry Varvel that's doing Barney with us now, and he does an amazing job. I love Terry, but David, was just a different person, and so his abilities were different, and the way he did it was different, and so it was just it's so fun, and it's nostalgia, right? Because I love David so much. So here he's going to do the deputy's going to sing in a jailhouse down in Dixie for us. But he didn't know the words, so he had to basically go and find the book that had the words in it. So let's join him for this song too with the Doug Dillard Band.
Get out of the way, Gerber. You folks leaving us? Y'all drive carefully. Bye-bye.
Keep it quick to the lines, checkpoint chick, you'll be out there. Skeleton. You ready, Dad? I don't either. This is going to be big, folks. Is this what they call karaoke? Nod your head when I'm supposed to jump in. You ain't gonna nod your head. Huh? It don't matter to me. In a jailhouse down in Dixie, fighting crime and risking life. Well, the sheriff and his buddy just go back in Barney Pine. Over there, over there, over there in Barney Pine. He's a deadly crime stalker. What a golfer, Barney Pine. And one day there came a ride. Two bad men to rob a bank. But life was tricky, a bit I did keep. Now they're locked up in the tank. Oh my Barney, had a jail and took this thing he called like it. And a bullet for his pistol, had to keep it in his pocket.
So on stage, there's a quilt hanging behind the Doug Dillard Band that was actually made by Ginger Boatwright, the singer, one of the singers. And so now Barney's been singing, so basically Floyd is going to have to come out and try to sing. And
I'd written a song for the Founders Day pageant. See, Barney sang, I thought, I couldn't find a pilgrim hat, but this was as close as I could find.
So he-
You look like a turkey.
Yeah, thank you.
he has on a Spartan hat.
It goes, hail to thee, Miss Mayberry, oh, hail to thee, oh, hail. Your liveliness, your majesty, bring joy to every man. Oh, hail, oh, hail, oh, hail. That's all I've written.
So I am the person doing Floyd, but when I watch this, that's a different person. So
One more song on the paid portion, and then we're supposed to walk off. See, y'all call us back.
so the
And then we're gonna get down
The Doug Dillard Band featured Ginger Boatwright. So this is just singing and dancing that's going on, and you enjoy the music, and those that are watching the video can watch Ernest T and Barney chase each other. And what actually happens in this particular case is Ernest T gets Floyd's coat and glasses and gives Floyd his outfit, and they've switched characters and they're doing everything out on the stage. And this is the kind of entertainment you get when you come to Mayberry Days. It's good family fun, and folks running around on stage acting silly, doing things that probably they would never do in their entire life or thought they wouldn't. I know personally that to be the case. And just listening to the Doug Dillard Band, the banjo playing, listen to that. He was an amazing banjo player, Doug Dillard, and how fortunate I was to ever have been a part of any show that he was doing. All right, we'll move along. I'm enjoying it, but hopefully you are too. These are some great memories. The Dillards. Rodney comes after Doug passed away. Rodney Dillard started coming, and up until that point, Doug had never missed a Mayberry Days. He had been there every year and let us goof around and dance and all this silliness that the Mayberry tribute artist did on stage. And at that point in 1995, there was only the three of us. It was David Browning as the Mayberry deputy, Phil Lee was the Ernest T, and myself, Allan Newsome, as Floyd the barber. And wow, we had a lot of fun. But it is amazing that it has been that many years since that actually was going on. So wow, amazing. So we're going to skip ahead. We have Barney's going to sing us another song here in just a second. Let me I'm moving around the video here, so let's see if we can get to this. Here we go, Barney. Take it away.
All right, boys and girls. Ready? You ready? What key? What key, buddy? You're from Bristol. Maybe we can ask Miss Crump. She's a teacher. Andy and Barney were lawmen, bravest you ever did see. Warned every crook in the rector's book to stay out of Mayberry. They were the law, yes, they were the law, and they didn't know fear. Pretty boy Floyd came a riding, telling to get his life. They were home, there was alcohol and back the night. They were the law, yes, they were the law. And I think that's it, boys. Nip it!
Oh, Fun. We had so much fun during all that time, just trying to make people laugh and have fun. And the Dillards, Doug Dillard's band, always allowed us to do that. Rodney did too, but Rodney's never expressed that he would let us goof around near as much as Doug did. So, but we had such a great time with Doug. We have fun with Rodney as well, but man, it was so fun. They were even singing some other songs like I'll Fly Away. And if you've ever stayed at the Mayberry Motor Inn, the owner of the Mayberry Motor Inn, the owners were Alma and LP Venable. Well, their grandson, his name is Michael. And back in the 90s, early 90s like this, he would actually dress up like a deputy and go around and write tickets to people who parked in the parking lot of the Mayberry Motor Inn and didn't get it straight in the parking slot. He would write tickets and leave them on their door. And he was on stage with us as well during some of the Doug Dillard concert. He even had his bullet and he's showing it to people. I mean, and then now Michael is the owner of the Mayberry Motor Inn, he and his brothers, and he runs it. And it is just so fun to me to see him when he was so young and now he's in his mid-30s. And I guess I'm reminiscing and being a little bit nostalgic, especially after being there all weekend, this past weekend, and enjoying myself for this year's Mayberry Days. A lot of great stuff happened. Again, I'd love to hear from you. If you were there, please call me at 256-313-9526 and leave comments about this year's Mayberry Days. And I will use them on the podcast, hopefully next week. One of the things I was given this past week was a giant pink, well, it's not giant, it's basketball size pink pumpkin with Floyd on it. He says, ooh. So I was given that by Jeff Kuntz. You'll be seeing that in the displays behind me as the weeks continue along. And I was also given, I'm going to have to bend over here and see it. It was made, that's right. It was made by one of the folks that's always in our chat room on Monday nights. Rebecca made the pumpkin. I was given that to use here. I'm going to put it right behind me back here, a little Pink Floyd pumpkin. And thanks so much for that. I was also given, let me lean over. I had to lean over here to pick it up. I was given a photograph by Dennis Rush that he had gotten in contact with Ron Howard and asked if Ron would sign some pictures that Dennis, and maybe Keith Thibodeau would be able to sign. And they would not sell them, but to give them to events or somebody to raise money, or just as I guess in my case, kind of as just a thank you or reward. I'm very humbled. But he gave me an autographed photo of he and Ron and Keith that have them all signed. It's from, the picture is actually from when the boys were looking in the jail cell and Andy was telling them about the shot heard around the world. That's when that's the shot. And it's signed by Howie, that is Dennis Rush, Johnny Paul Jason, which is Keith Thibodeau, and Ron Howard himself as Opie. And they signed this picture and gave it to me. I have those autographs. I've had them before, but I cannot tell you how special this was because one of the cast members gave it to me and it has all three. I don't have anything like that. So I'm hoping that you guys can live through me vicariously, at least to some degree, when I tell stories about some of the things like this that happened to me, because I am exactly like you, a huge fan, and that's all I am, really. And when I get anything like this, I'm so excited about it. I have to lay this back down without breaking it. Hold on. There we go. I'm so excited about it that, it's just like, I like I think you would be if you had received something like that. Because the people who listen to this podcast, I think you're similar to me as far as your love of the Andy Griffith Show, or you wouldn't stick around and listen to me blather along for all this time. So we'll tell a lot more about Mayberry Days from next week. But again, I want to hear from you. If you were there, if you know people who were there, reach out to them and make them call me, because I'd love to hear from you. I don't mind you emailing me. That would be fine. You can email me at floyd@imayberry.com and leave your report that way as well. But I know people enjoy hearing other voices. So feedback from you about Mayberry Days. If you attended one of the different events, because there were so many things you could go do. There was 2 things that I know Dan Roebuck did, 2 shows. Bill Knotts, Don's nephew, was there, and he did a few shows. Karen Knotts, she did a few shows. I know she did at least one. I think she did 2. And I'm leaving people out. I know that. Ronnie Shell, he ended up having to back out. He wasn't able to attend, and he had planned to do some shows. Rodney Dillard obviously had a show. They had the Bellamy brothers there. I got to introduce the Bellamy brothers. There was a lot going on at Mayberry Days. Make plans to go to one of these Mayberry events, guys. You won't regret it. If it's not Mayberry Days, then pick a different one. Granville and Scottsburg, Indiana. Granville, Tennessee, Scottsburg, Indiana, both have events that are decent sized Mayberry events like Mayberry Days. They're not as big as Mayberry Days, but they are definitely something I think you would definitely enjoy. If you're enjoying watching or hearing these things, both last week's episode and this week's episode, where I'm showing you some clips from just Doug's portion of Mayberry Days in '95, then I know you would enjoy yourself if you went to one of them. So, okay. So I've blathered along again. Thank you for listening to me about that. Let's play some trivia. What do you think? I have to lay my pumpkin down. Hold on. There. All right. So let's play some Mayberry trivia. If you guys are ready, get out your pencil and your piece of paper, and we will do a little bit of trivia. Let's get the trivia music going. There we go. So here we go. These are easy. Now, these are not Mayberry Days trivia. These are not Mayberry Days trivia. These are a lot easier. We will do Mayberry Days trivia in the coming weeks, episodes. All right, question number 1, true or false? Aunt Bee couldn't fish or hunt frogs. True or false? Oh, that one's pretty easy. I bet y'all got that one. Aunt Bee couldn't fish or hunt frogs. The answer is true. That is true. She couldn't. All right. So folks in there, I see folks over on our YouTube channel getting it right. Again, if you'd like to join us, you can join us at YouTube and be in the YouTube channel over there, visiting with everybody as you go. Or you can join us in the main chat room, which I see folks getting it right in both places. And there's also a Facebook location as well. It's not as many people there usually, but there's at least some in there. So the most people are usually either on our main page or over on YouTube. So check it out. Monday nights at 8 p.m. All right, so here we go. Next question, number 2. Where did Gomer work? Where did Gomer work? All right, while you're thinking on that, I want to invite you to go and check out the folks over at weaversdepartmentstore.com. Check out at Weavers. They got a brand new book in, 65 Years of Mayberry. That's right. Randy Turner has compiled another book of essays written by multiple cast members, to include Miss Ellie is one of them. Go and check that book out. Just got it in at Weavers. It's hot off the presses. Go and check it out. And there's also the 60 Years of Mayberry. You might want to check that and get them both. Get them both. I think you'd enjoy them. I wrote a story in the 60 Years of Mayberry, so it's a little bit cheaper book. No. Anyway, check that out. While you're there, look at the 2026 Mayberry wall calendar. Get yours before they're all gone. They will eventually be gone, I'm pretty sure. So head over to Weavers. Now, back to our question. Where did Gomer work? Where did Gomer work? He didn't work at weaversdepartmentstore.com. He worked at Wally's gas station. Wally's filling station. We'll take that answer. Wally's. If you just said that, good answer. Question number 3. Who said, "That one makes me cry"? Who said that? There's more than one answer in this one that I will accept. Who said that one makes me cry? Okay, so there's two possible answers. I guess you could get 2 points, I suppose, that I have listed here anyway. All right, the answer that I'm looking for, or the answers that I'm looking for, is Briscoe said it, and so did Charlene. Charlene said it. So Charlene and Briscoe, that makes me cry. Pa, that makes me cry. Briscoe and Charlene is the answers. All right, question number 4. Malcolm Tucker is from what location? Where's he from? Malcolm Tucker. Malcolm Tucker. Where is he from? Okay, so I'm going to give you a chance, and I'll give you some multiple choice, okay? Okay, folks are getting it right in our chat room. Again, you can join our chat rooms. They have a great time visiting and talking to one another. Love to have them over there. You can become a member over on Facebook, and that helps support the podcast if you're a member. You can also join over at Patreon at patreon.com/2chairs and help support the podcast. And I appreciate it if you're able to do that. If you're not, just spread the word. All right, so Malcolm Tucker is he from Knoxville, Atlanta, Richmond, or Charlotte? Charlotte? I know Charlotte Tucker. Yeah, I know Charlotte Tucker. Yeah, so yes, Charlotte is where he's from. He is from Charlotte. All right, question number 5. These are, again, there's the easy ones. We have trivia champions in our chat room, so they are definitely getting them right. I should say Mayberry Days, World's Series of Mayberry Championship Trivia is, some of them are in our room. I should go ahead and throw this out, that Libby Loeb was the winner of the Trivia Championship this year. She is only a 21-year-old lady, and she won. And it was a great competition. Our friend Cody, I felt so bad for Cody because he had enough points. If he had bet everything in the final Jeopardy question, he would have won. It's not salt. It's sympathy, empathy. But I feel for him because I know how I'd be. But he did a great job. But we had Jim Sherrill and Dennis Bill came in second, actually. They tied. But our winner was Libby Loeb this year. She won the trivia. Congratulations to her. We'll, I'm sure, talk about that again later. Okay. Number 5. Aunt Bee was a terrible cook. True or false? True or false? Aunt Bee was a terrible cook. True or false? Well, I guess could depend on what you were thinking she cooks, but I don't consider pickles cooking, nor marmalade in that matter. So false is the answer. She was a good cook. She was an amazing cook. How could she think that those pickles are good or that marmalade? I don't know. That was the funny part of it. All right, number 6. Who said, "You always want to do something else when I want to do something else"? Who said that? You always want to do something else when I want to do something else. Oh my goodness, it is so hard not to read these things in the voice of the character, or try to. All right, who said that phrase? Who said, "You always want to do something else when I want to do something else"? It was Ernest T. Ernest T. Bass said that. Folks in our chat room, we're definitely getting that one right. They were definitely getting it. All right, number 7. What was referred to as the Old Roscoe? What was referred to as Old Roscoe? As you're thinking about that and giving your answer, I want to thank our executive producer of episode number 858, Cheryl and Jill, and the High Sheriff of Mayberry for episode 858, Chris Merrill. Thank you guys for supporting the podcast as well. What was referred to as Old Roscoe? Barney's gun. Barney's gun. What do you call it? A gun? Oh, yeah. The old Roscoe. The old blue baby. All right, number 8, a final question. Who won the turkey shoot at Mount Pilot 2 years in a row? Who won the turkey shoot at Mount Pilot for 2 years in a row? Yeah, who did that? Who won the turkey shoot 2 years in a row? Was it Andy, Barney, Opie, or Goober? The answer? Pause if you don't want to know, because I'm fixing to give it to you. It was Goober. Goober won it. Goober. Are my eyes okay? I can't remember how he said that exactly, but you're a sheriff. All right, so there you go. There's our answers, and I hope you enjoyed playing Mayberry Trivia, because that's what we got. It's always fun, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed just a little bit of reminiscing about previous Mayberry Days, and it make you want to come to one if you haven't already been, or even if you have been, you get to see what things used to be like, because it's still real similar. What you used to see back in 95 is basically the same things that we keep doing. Now, it's not the same thing because it's different every time. You will never see, if the tribute artists are involved, and I think they would all agree with me by raising their hands and swearing, no two shows are ever alike. It could be because we never rehearse. As people, Miss Weaver is walking into the room like she wants to say something. Hold on, I have to turn her mic. All right, go ahead.
I want to say to Cody, can they hear me?
Yeah.
I want to say to Cody, he's only teasing you because he really likes you. Because he does this mess to me all the time. So I'm assuming if he does it to me, he must really like me. But anyway, he's only doing it because he really likes you. But stop pouring salt into the wound.
It's not salt. It's concern, empathy.
Okay.
But
anyway,
it's not. It's apathy. Oh no, empathy, empathy.
Okay.
All right. So Cody is thanking her for clarifying. So all of those that are listening thinks I'm being mean to Cody, I'm turning her mic off because so I am not being mean to Cody. I mean it. I mean it because I know as competitive as I am. My brother and I, we're so competitive that we laugh about it all the time. But I laugh harder. I do. I laugh harder. All right. So, guys. So I think that is what we've got for you tonight. I want to thank everybody for being here. Miss Weaver's handed me notes. I can't even understand what this one means. All right, I'll read these to you, and we will see what it says. It says, do you meet up for fans at Mayberry Days? We used to. So Kent was asking that question. We used to meet up and get together during Mayberry Days. And so for you guys who don't know, I'll pop the chat rooms up. There you go. So if you're watching the video, you can see the chat rooms. Yes, we used to get together at Mayberry Days. We used to have a Andy Griffith Show Real Watchers Club meeting, as a matter of fact. It was all the chapters met together. And we stopped doing that in about 19, I think, is the last year we had done it. And then, of course, 2020 with COVID, it didn't happen, and it's just never really occurred again. We could probably pull that off if we had to. And so we do that for the Rewind Watchers Clubs. We've not done it for the podcast specifically, but we did always used to gather together after the trivia contest and take a picture, and we did not do that this year. That was, I think this may have been the first year we just didn't do it at all. And it was purely Allan's fault because Allan didn't think about it, and we were trying to get out of there. So, yes, so let me go through these. Let's see. There were people, okay, let's see. Miss Peggy said has a photo. She has a photo of her daughter. Oh, my goodness. No. So Miss Peggy in the chat room says she has a photo of her daughter with me from Mayberry Days 10 years ago. Yeah, that is, I've been doing Floyd at Mayberry Days for 32 Mayberry Days now. So it's been 31 years. So let's take a little age off of me, but it's been 32 Mayberry Days. And I have had, honestly, people bring their baby or small child to me, had pictures with me. And then years later, the baby had a baby and brought them and had me take a picture with their baby the same way. Oh, it kind of hurts, but wow, it's so cool, really. It's very nice. So that is very neat. So Don Knotts, Bill Knotts was in our YouTube chat. I didn't see him, so it's good to see. Glad he was in there and said hi. And we have a new member over on YouTube. Is that Sergeant SGTD? Sergeant D? Is that what that would be? I think. So thank you. We have a new YouTube member. So again, you can help support the show by being a YouTube member, or you can subscribe over at YouTube. That doesn't cost you anything. I need to make that clear too. A lot of people don't realize that that's the case. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's no cost. If you want to be a member, that helps supports the show, but you don't have to be a member to subscribe. So subscribing doesn't cost anything on YouTube or from the podcast audio either. So go out there and subscribe to the podcast so you don't ever miss one. That's what you want to do. And then you'll be good to go. So I think that's all of our questions for the evening, and I am ready to slide out of here. You guys have a great week. I'd love to hear from you. If you had a report for Mayberry Days, I would definitely love to hear from you at 256-513-9526. Or you can email me at floyd@imayberry.com or drop by over at twocairsnowaiting.com. There's lots of ways to leave messages to me. Head over there and do that. I would definitely love to hear from you. Thanks for everybody that did come up to me at Mayberry Days and said hi, and I love the podcast. People had listened to them all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, and I felt sorry for them. But thank you very much. Thanks to everybody, and we will see you next time right here on Two Chairs. Night, everybody.